Alright, so now we are still in the second session. This time I'll be discussing the nature and types of qualitative research. It is important that we recognize the various types of qualitative research so that once you start your own research, you'll be guided as to what qualitative research design are you going to use based on the type of qualitative research. So again, let me just recall that qualitative research puts premium or high value on people's ideas, views, feelings, attitudes, or lifestyle, which reflect their mental, social, emotional, or spiritual understanding of the world. So again, we are not talking about numbers, we are not talking about statistics. Instead, qualitative research talks about people's opinions, perspectives, people's behaviors and attitudes, people's feelings regarding the topic that it shows. So it's really more opinionated, it's more on words. We have various types of qualitative research such as case study, ethnography, phenomenology, content and discourse analysis, historical analysis, and grounded theory. Let us start with case study. When we say case study, it involves a long time and in-depth study of a person, group, organization, or situation. So meaning it's a more specific kind of qualitative research because it's a more focused type of qualitative research because you are just studying a specific person or a specific group of people or a specific situation. Okay, so that's why it's called a case study. This kind of qualitative research is more applicable in the field of social care, nursing, psychology, rehabilitation centers, education, etc. For example, I'll be doing a case study on victims of cyberbullying in grade 11 of Pateros Catholic School. It's more of a case study because you are just studying specific people who are victims of cyberbullying, and then you are tracking their progress, you are tracking their development, you are tracking how they cope with the cyberbullying. That's more of a case study. In nursing, this is really more applicable. Patients with specific illnesses or diseases, they study them for a long period of time. That is more of a case study. Ethnography, on the other hand, you're studying a particular cultural or tribal group in order to understand their belief systems and practices, even their traditions and norms. This kind of qualitative research falls on the field of anthropology because you're studying specific tribal groups, indigenous groups. For example, I would like to study the lifestyle of Igorots or Maranaos in the Philippines. So that is what we call ethnography. Why am I studying these people? Because I want to understand their own belief systems. I want to understand their traditions. I want to understand their lifestyles. So the best way I can collect data using ethnography is to live with them. That is what we call immersion. In later on, we will be discovering about immersion. But right now, I want you to learn about immersion as early. When we say immersion, the researcher immerses himself or herself to the people that he or she is studying. Okay? For example, yun nga, if I want to study the life of Igorots, I will be living with them in order to study their culture and traditions. That is what we call ethnography. Phenomenology is a qualitative research wherein we study human experiences through detailed descriptions of their meaningful experiences. So most probably, this is the type of qualitative research that I will be asking you to do. When we say phenomenology, we are studying a specific human experience, a specific phenomenon. Okay, um, we want to describe the meaningful experiences of our respondents. Okay, for example, coping or stress management techniques of teachers of Pateros Catholic School. So we're trying to study how they manage stress. That is what we call phenomenology. We want to describe the experiences of our respondents. Another type of qualitative research is what we call content and discourse analysis. From the word content and discourse, you're trying to analyze a text or language of a particular mode of communication, such as letters, books, journals, photos, video recordings, SMS, emails, audiovisual materials. So you're not really interacting with the people. You're interacting with set of books, set of journals, set of photos. For example, if I want to study the history of Pateros using content and discourse analysis, what I will do is study the books about Pateros, history, historical pictures, or videos of Pateros. That is what we call content and discourse analysis. Historical analysis is the examination of primary documents to make you understand the connection of past events to the present time. So from the word history, you're studying the history of a particular situation, trying to analyze how this situation occurs based on the past events that we have. That is what we call historical analysis. Lastly, we have grounded theory. When we say grounded theory, you're trying to discover a new theory at the time of your data collection and analysis. This is more complicated because when we say grounded theory, out of the data that you chose, you are going to create a new theory. So it's more of a professional level of qualitative research. So right now, what I want you to focus is on phenomenology. It's really about studying human experiences, and it's more applicable to us, to ABM and youths. Okay?